back when I was in school, they actually taught us how to do things. I'm from the 1984 generation where we actually learned things. I tell you what, back in my music class, there was about 50 students in the class, 50 to 100 students. There was a lot of students. I tell you what, we had stations around the classroom, and every week we had to learn a new instrument, and then we were graded on performing in front of the whole class. And I tell you what, that got your presentation and public communication skills up real good. Because I tell you what, there are some days where you just did not know how to play the instrument, and you just had to admit it in front of the teacher, and then you had to and then he goes, try this and this and this, and if you demonstrated it right, he'd still give you a good grade. Yeah, that was Mr. Duran and Mrs. Rizzo's music class. I also had Terry Booker in school. I tell you, Terry Booker, he's the instructor at the community college now. But he was the band instructor when I was in school. I tell you what, he was tough. I tell you what, if you had the skills, he taught you music theory. But if you didn't, he would teach you instruments and things like that. I mean, I tell you what, and then you get the kids that are complaining, he's just teaching us this music theory, he's not teaching us any instruments. Well, that's because it's the area where you're good at. I mean, he could see that, and everybody could complain. But then they're like, some students are just learning instruments in that. But now in this day and age, people that got the proper theory instruction, I mean, they are way better off than the people that just learn how to play the instruments. I'll tell you what, I don't know what else to say. I tell you what, if you had good teachers, thank them. I mean, I tell you what, some of these teachers never got paid 1/10 what they should have do if they did. I mean, Dr. Booker, he had a PhD. I tell you what, he could have done so much more than been at the community college. I mean, he should have been paid a lot more than he got. And I don't know what else to say. I tell you, thank your teachers if they were good ones. And we all know there's other bad teachers that, like, all they were there for were the union dues and all that stuff. And they pretty much sat there and collected their union benefits and pretty much yelled and screamed at everybody. I mean, we all had those kind of teachers. I tell you what, you look at some of these schools around the country and you see how the music program is. I tell you what, that's pretty much based on your academic and the skill level of your teachers and leaders in the school district. I tell you, if your school district had good management, you're going to have a good program. If you had bad management, you're going to have kids with student loan debt and people that aren't going anywhere. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I tell you what, and when I was in school, I survived psychologists that most of the problems I had were inflicted by other bad students. And I tell you what, playing with finger paints and building puzzles all day is not going to make you feel better about how you're treated by others. Which the main problem there was being treated badly by others. And I don't know why the doctors couldn't see that. I tell you what, giving people medication for profit and pretending like you're actually helping them, that's not the way to do psychology at all. I tell you what, I'm glad I got away from that failure. I mean, I'm telling you, biggest PhDs in the world, and the best they could do is teach you how to play with finger paints and clays and say it'll make you feel better about how you're treated by others. Which, there's a lot of stupid people and assholes out there, and I'm not gonna lie. I tell you what, I grew up being bullied. I tell you, they're all in debt. They've been arrested, they do drugs, they do crap. I'm sitting here on YouTube making these videos and I'm going places they aren't. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I'll tell you, in this day and age, I've learned that don't bow down to those kids. Those bullies and kids are bad. They're kids, that's what they are. They act like teenagers. I'll tell you what, when you start to realize that they're just bullying me and people like me with their cars that pretty much their parents bought them while they're in student loan debt, I mean, that's not impressive. I mean, you're revving your engines of cars that your parents bought you while you got massive student loan debt that you'll never get out of. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, I hope I'm not being too talkative, but I think you can see my point there on a whole lot of fronts. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Alright, have a good day. Trying to break any windows and just be safe out there if you're going to play with air horns and things that your airlines and tanks don't explode in your face. And you don't go deaf because you forgot to turn off your airlines and they're full of air and it went off in your ear. I don't know what else to say. Anyway, have a good one. There's some good knowledge for you.